You're a keynote speaker here at TiE. Talk about what you talked about today.
Yeah, we are here to talk about big data and SAP. Really, the keynote was about how the wicked problems of our generation, whether it is cancer research and solving this big disease with new types of technologies like genetic processing for more personalized treatments. It was also about how big data is being used for saving fuel, for example, because we all want a sustainable planet. It's another wicked problem we are trying to solve. And similar use cases across a number of industries. So it's more about application of big data rather than the technology itself.
How is retail changing because of big data?
Yeah, this is also something we covered today. Retail is fundamentally changed because it's not only about the data that the retailers have, but also about social, web, and also mobile data that can now be harnessed to really power the in-the-moment window of opportunity kind of scenarios in retail. Let me give some concrete examples. So not after you have purchased something and left the store, but as soon as you enter, imagine on your phone, you got the most recommended product that you were thinking about. And applying predictive science on the basis of your social history, your past history, or people like you, for example, you can be more pertinent and more relevant with your offers. So retail is fundamentally changing because they're applying big data science to predict what shoppers would like to see and want in their products. They're doing very interesting market basket analysis. They're seeing what others are buying as well and recommending to you in a much more smarter way. So we are seeing much higher conversion rates because people are using data much more smartly.
And in retail, what about the spontaneous buyer? So are they able to predict spontaneous buyers? I see a smile on your face.
Yeah, so it's not only about historical processing of data, and the reason why I smiled is because your last minute or your last millisecond click, for example, on Amazon or any other online site, probably is a bigger predictor than your historical pattern, for example. So that's where the power of real time comes in terms of processing information, fresh information, as it is happening. For example, your last few clicks or your last few purchase transactions or your last social post, for example, on Facebook or Twitter. So now because of SAP HANA, our technology platform, we can analyze information as you're capturing it. And hence, this real-time sense and response is now available. So now retailers can do actions in real time because of our technology.
So the big data wave is really a huge wave. Are companies actually making money from it? And do you think that they will make more money from it in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a number of technologies in our lifetime, and big data is one that has emerged as an opportunity and actually become a boardroom topic, and people actually making money in less than 3 years. And the reason for this is there's genuine business value. There's gold at the end of the pot, at the end of the rainbow in this pot here. And fundamentally what's happening is that people are able to create new business models, new services on the basis of big data. Let me give you one real example. Pirelli is in the business of making tires. Now they have a new business unit around fleet management. What they're offering is new big data services to fleet managers, and they monitor real-time tire pressure, condition, wear and tear, safety, driving conditions from sensors captured from their tires. And hence, tires, we all know if your tires are pumped up right, you can get much more mileage. Because you can get much more mileage, you have to stop less, which means you're much more efficient in delivering. We've seen this whole new business case evolved around Pirelli, and they're now offering these services, which is an additional revenue source for them in addition to selling tires. So once companies, retailers, healthcare institutions, they can start making money, we see big data become much more real.
Talk about how healthcare is changing with big data.
Yeah, so one of the problems with healthcare is that it's very, very inefficient. Take US for example, 70 billion is spent on cancer research, of which 40 billion is utilized, 30 billion is wasted because most of these drugs and therapies that are prescribed don't work as they were intended to work. And the reason is because every human being is different than the other, right? your genetic sequence, your history, your lifestyle is fundamentally different than mine, and hence the drug that may work for you may not work for me, for example. So the idea with now the genome being sequenced and being available for analysis is, what if we could pool all this genetic information together? If we can analyze and annotate it in real time, if we can find patterns, we can now personalize healthcare to people on the basis of their genetic makeup, on the basis of their lifestyle, on the basis of what their treatment plan could work like. And hence we can eliminate waste in healthcare. We can personalize and hence be more effective. So this is the opportunity of our lifetime in healthcare to fundamentally change it. In fact, the whole healthcare industry has been a batch process, if you will. Imagine you take a lab test and 2 days later a result is available. Now people are wearing devices on their body. For example, you could get your blood pressure or temperature right off in real time, your heart rate in real time. We already see this in high-performance sporting, for example, where performance equipment and T-shirts are available with sensors for monitoring athletes, for example. And it's becoming very, very commonplace. So now healthcare can become about real-time sensing and responding as you are getting all this massive amount of big data. So big data will change healthcare. It will make it more efficient. It will give the power to the patient, to the end consumer of healthcare, so that they can see how their lives look like. In fact, 2 days ago, Angelina Jolie, she is a famous Hollywood actress, and predictive modeling of her genetic makeup said that she will likely get breast cancer. Now this has thrown a lot of light on the problem that before it gets to a point where you can't do anything about it, you can predict and take corrective action that can lead to much better outcomes. So we are in this age of healthcare processing where fundamentally using big data and technologies like SAP HANA, you can personalize, you can predict, and luckily extend human lives.
You mentioned SAP HANA. I know SAP is a huge company and leader in big data. There are a lot of young budding companies that want to follow in your footsteps. So what is SAP doing to assist them with SAP HANA?
So one of the fundamental things we've done is SAP Startup Focus Program. This is a program for big data startups who want to build exciting solutions in whatever vertical or use case they want to do it. But we are providing the platform to them. It's HANA. They get this platform free to build and develop. And then we offer a marketplace where they can sell this application. It's called the SAP HANA Marketplace. And already 430 startups have joined our incubator program. We provide them with quick accelerated training and access to experts to actually build their solutions out quickly. In fact, SAP, this large company, is helping startups get to market much faster, and we are giving them access to our customers and access to not only technologies but also how to creatively solve these problems and go to market with us. So that's how a lot of startups have actually gotten their start and going towards to becoming billion-dollar businesses in their own right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sinha. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity as well.